Good evening, welcome to Next Gen Season 15. We're here at Bannochbrae for round number 7 of the Group A1 Tourers. We have a 15 driver lobby and a dangerous track awaiting the drivers. One always causes chaos, always causes incidents. See the fictional Scottish track. You post the link to the stream. Right then. So, back to the action now that all that's done. Oh, where did my pen go? There it is. So here at Bannochbrae, $15, which means it should be quite a good race. You should get some good battles here. But let's have a look at the drivers. We've got Jack, Team 53 Synopsis. We have Royston, Scooby G, Lightblade, Adam Morris, The Les, Shadow Stalker, DY 7, Waves of Johnny, Jamie, Jorginho 26, a debutante in the series. These are the Mercedes. Liner Griesby, Burnt Fry 699, Bob Mark 1, and Tim 78. Try and get some championship standings up. Let's have a look. Events. Group A1 Tours. So Tim gets a bit sideways through turn 2. He's already got damage, so he's already been off somewhere. Track limits are off for Bannochbrae. As you can see, there's not a lot of room anyway. If you do go offline, you're probably having an accident. Johnny's back in the pits. Jamie WRX is Sierra. So after round 6 at Monza Classic, Scooby G leads this series on 108 points. Jack, Team 53 Synopsis, is on 95, with The Les on 79. Jamie is on 78, with NGR Lee on 60. Obviously, he is no longer racing in this series. Adam Morris is on 54, with Burnt Fry 53, Lightblade 52, Johnny 49, Royston is on 40. Liner Griesby on 36, DY 7 on 35, Shadow Stalker 28, Omega 21, Tim 19. Amazingly, Cam is actually behind Tim on 20. Tro246 19, Bob Mark 1 16, and Mikey RK 13 Oz on 12. We've got Jamie now. This is a left-hander at turn number 11. Through Maggie's junk at turn number 12. Over the bridge, over the crest, through the jump, lovely done. Across the line then from Jamie. What does he do? Puts in a 2:27.0. 2:10s quicker than RDF1 Adam Morris. Jorginho obviously not a great lap there. Jack's just partly through a lap at the moment. There's Johnny in his Audi coming over the bridge. Over. Johnny comes up to the line now. Crosses it, obviously starting a new lap. D Whitehouse 7 there. Looking to get a decent time in then from D Whitehouse. Using Maggie's junk through the very fast left-hander. Right-hander at the bridge. Down towards the jump comes D Whitehouse 7 on his current attempt. He's lost the rear end into the wall. With 6 minutes and 50 to go. Jack is currently the fastest man on the circuit right now. He's on a 2:24.1. As he comes over the bridge, the first of the bridges. And back towards the countryside here in the Scottish countryside. See if we can find some for a lap. Not Tim, there's Johnny. I've lost my map, which is no good. And the Les moves up into second place. Who's this coming around the final corner? Burnt Fry in the Audi. Puts himself in 8th place as Burnt Fry right now. And it's Jorginho. Oh, that looked like Line Greasby almost going a bit sideways. So who's in the red? I think someone's in a red. There's Bob. It's Bob who is behind Jorginho now in front of him in the standings. Johnny goes 7th. And Jack into the pits. Not very useful. I was going to hopefully use him for a bit of a lap. Adam Morris then coming up to the left-hander after Maggie's junk. Here's Light Blade. Oh, Bannochbrae in the wall there. Let's go on board with the Audi man. Or let's go for a spin with the Audi man. As we head through Maggie's junk. Over the crest. Where is the likes of Jamie at the moment? He is starting the lap. Currently all the way down in 5th place. No way, let's go on board with him then. Let's go bonnet view. Now, just before the lobby started, we decided to make up a few names. I've obviously changed a few, amended them. As we start up then with the lads, we head into Lake Bend, courtesy of the lake on the outside, pretty quick, hit the brakes, get it turned in. We head in now, down towards Rockface Inn, again hit the brakes, turn in, don't want to go too wide, you hit the barrier and then got the Rockface just there, into Rockface out. Oh, big twitch from Les. Up towards Bridge Inn. This fast left-hander up over through the bridge and into bridge out. This off-cambered right-hander. See that laser just backed off. And we're over a little bump as well. So you gradually power out with that. Into the right and left, which I'm calling flip and flop. It's just flat right over the crest. Flat left. Then we head down towards the underpass. So again, touch of brakes, get it turned in, gradually bring the throttle back in. Underneath the bridge, we'll go over in a minute. Then we head through the roller coaster. It's just a series of bumps and jumps. Horrible little section. See there, the front end getting a bit light. Then we come up towards Field In. You don't want to go too wide, and into Field Out. As you exit that part of the track, junction left. Then we head down towards the infamous Maggie's Junk. 450 horsepower powering through Maggie's Junk. And down towards Inner Shed. Cambered in. Into Oblivion. Quite a hard corner because you can't really see where it goes until you're there. Someone's line of Grigsby's had a massive off. Pillar to post. Through the right-hander, over the bridge, as we now head down towards the Leap of Faith. He's backed up a bit early, but you see the Leap of Faith, that normally you're in mid-air. Over towards the dam now. This right-hander over the bridge. And finally, Fence Bend. As you see, Les just lining it up, ready for a final crack at the whip of qualifying. And just this flat left to finish the lap. There's a lap of Bannochbrae here in the fictional circuit of Scotland. A couple of interesting facts. Scooby G, let's find him quickly. He's never had a pole position here at Bannochbrae, nor has he won at Bannochbrae either. Jack, who is currently on pole position, who is out and about at the moment in his Ford Sierra. Jack has never won here at Bannochbrae. He's had plenty of opportunities. As he stops now for a practice start. Only one person has won more than once around this circuit. That is NGR Omega, who's not racing tonight. Ginge won the opener here at Bannochbrae in Season 10. Adam Morris last season taking the victory. There's Jamie. Warming up his tyres a little bit for no real reason. It's not going to help yet. At the end of qualifying, Scooby G coming across the line then. Doesn't go any quicker. DY House 7. Crosses the line. He doesn't improve. Royston will be the next man to cross the line. He crosses the line. He does not improve either. Jorginho is still out. Here comes Liner Greasby. He comes from the leap of faith into the dam. Even though it's not really a dam, you might as well call it one. It's kind of like shaped like one, to be fair. Liner Greasby, though, coming through the final corner after fence bend. Cross the line in about 2 seconds' time. There it is. Qualifying is over. So, row 1 is Jack TM53 Synopsis. He takes the pole position point from the Les. Row 2 sees Jamie and Adam Morris side by side. Row 3 is Scooby G and DY House 7. Row 4, Lightblade and Royston. Row 5, Webby's Johnny and Bannochbrae. Row 6 is Jorginho 26, which is good stuff on his debut, and Tim 78. Row number 7 is Bob Mark 1, Liner Greasby. And Shadow Stalker on his own on row number 8 in his Mercedes-Benz. So we now wait it all to kick off then at Bannochbrae. We know it's going to be trouble. We know there's going to be spins. But who's going to get collected? Who will be worse affected? There's only one way to find out, and that is to go racing at Bannochbrae. All eyes really on Jack. He's starting from pole position. He's got a great chance here to make up points on his rival Scooby G. No, there's 13 points separating them right now. Although, make that 12 because of the pole position point Jack's managed to pull. So, here we go. The engine revs rise. We have the 3 red lights. We are green in Scotland. And it looks like the Audi, yet again, proving that four-wheel drive strength off the line with the latest capable hands as we head through Lake Bend for the first time. The lights into the wall, though, on the outside, straight across, almost collecting Jamie as they head towards Rock Face Inn. Yeah, the lights drop back now to 5th place. He's got a gaggle of cars behind him. Coming towards Rock Face Out. You see the damage already, luckily only visual. As they now head towards Bridge Inn. Boaz down to 6th as Adam Morris moves up into 5th. Meanwhile, the fight at the front coming in towards Bridge Out. It's going to be Jamie WRX on the tail of Jack as they head towards Flip and Flop. Scooby G just behind them. We've got a Sierra 1, 2, 3. Through Flop they come. And down towards the underpass. Jamie taking as much of the track as he can towards roller coaster for the first time of 10. All the way now through field out. And now, Maggie's junk. We have about, I don't know, nearly 7,000 horsepower ploughing through Maggie's junk in a train line. In fact, in a few train lines actually. They're kind of ganging up on this. Burnt Fry just ahead of Light Blade. Into Inner Shed, and Burnt Fry's made the mistake. Oh, that's an interesting crash. Has he got like Robin Rolline stabilizers on that thing? That was impressive. As he goes through Oblivion. And down towards pillar to post. That was weird. Down to the leap of faith though. Burnt Fry comes. Does he get much air? Oh, he's keeping that fairly flat. A bit of brake on the entry though, making sure he doesn't ruin his current race. Scooby G has managed to get ahead of Jamie there for second place. As they go on to lap number 2. And they hit the brakes into Rockface in. Jamie will not be happy about that, that's for sure. Adam Morris does have D-White House 7 and the Lays right behind him. Through Rockface out, the Lays actually getting past D-White House 7 there. Through between the two rock faces. Into bridge in. Liner Greaseby has retired from the session. Not very easy actually on the control around here, as DY7 now looks to the inside. The Les has to give way and actually goes into the wall because he turned in and had to turn back out and back in through bridge out as they head towards flip and flop. Meanwhile at the front, the gap is closing as they head through the underpass. Up the roller coaster. And towards filled in. Jamie making a move into field out then. Down the inside. He's not going to stay there, is he? They're not going to go double entry into Mackie's junk, are they? Not quite. Through Inner Shed and down towards Oblivion. Oh, that's not where you want to be, Jamie, on the grass. The Sierra doesn't tend to like it there. Into pillar to post. Meanwhile, Adam Morris just come over the bridge. The Les has managed to lose DY07, who's going to have Web User Johnny and Lightblade on him shortly, if he's not too careful. We have got a bit of a battle here for the final couple of spots. Through Maggie's junk they go. He's all at the front, it's just a bit quieting down a bit. Adam Morris, Scooby G, what's happened to Jamie? Jamie's there. I don't know what's happened to Jamie, but he's down to 5th now. And that's not going to help Jack, really. Even though Jamie probably doesn't really want to help Jack anyway. But for Jamie, he's currently down in 4th. He's about 30 points away from Scooby G, and being this far away now really doesn't help because the next 3 races start to shape up. Who's in the championship fight coming the final quarter of the season? So getting strong results here is important. But not only that, we've also got drop scores to account for. 2 drop scores for this season. The first of those will be coming after round number 11. Obviously, after 11 rounds, you already know where one of your drop scores will lie, whether that be a 0 score or a actual score. Tell you what, this battle at the back is starting to get intriguing. We've got Shadowstalker, Bob Mark 1, who goes down the inside of Rockface out. Shadowstalker I don't really know what he's doing other than almost like wall riding. Here comes Tim coming towards Bridge in. Looks to the inside. Shadowstalker very close to the grass and spinning it into Bridge. Out they go. You can see Tim, yeah, Shadowstalker running a bit wide, almost spinning himself around as they head towards Flip and Flop. Like nothing bends, though Shadowstalker with a bit more confidence than Tim through there. Driver's heading towards the Leap of Faith. Oh, it's so close through there. There's Johnny, still got a light blade behind him. See, they're just a little bit calmer over the jump. Don't want to disturb the car too much through there. Into the fence bend. Oh, nice and calm right now. At the front though, Jack and Scooby G coming through Rockface out towards Bridge in. They're starting to get close together again. Remember, neither of these drivers have won here at Bannochbrae. And Jack locking up into Bridge out. That's not what he was looking for. That's a lot of lost time coming towards Flip and Flop. Scooby G right on the tail now. 3/10 going into the underpass. Jack has to be careful not to get the back end sideways again, because Scooby G won't hesitate to go for a gap as they head through the roller coaster and towards Field In. And towards Field Out, there's junction left. And now towards Maggie's Junk. Into Inner Shed. Oblivion. Scooby G right on the tail. On board as we head down towards Pillar to Post. Over the bridge. Cars going underneath us. Down the hill towards the Leap of Faith. Completely different line through there. And Scooby slightly quicker actually as they head through the dam. Towards Fence Bend. Got to be careful, this one actually nips up a lot more than you think. You've got to be very patient on the throttle as they now head down towards the start-finish line. As we head on to lap number 5. 2 minutes 25.2 from Scooby G. Jack wide through Lake Bend into the wall. Here comes Scooby G's chance. He looks to the inside. In towards Rockin'. He actually backs out of it going in. That's a surprising trait. That's not what I'd expect from Scooby G. I'd expect him to be right in there going, yeah, this is my place now. And he doesn't. That's surprising. This is the only battle on circuit, by the way, as well. Someone's made a mistake. It's Jamie in the wall. Rock face in. He's going to drop down. He's 5th, now 6th. Do you watch Jack, who's now 6/10 of a second up here on Scooby G. Impressive place to put a camera up there. Up towards Field In. Quite frankly, I wouldn't be stood on the outside of this bend, but yeah, take your pick. Into Field Out. Maggie's Junk for the 5th time. Up the hill. It should be absolutely flat. Without a doubt flat. through inner shed and towards Oblivion. Les has made a mistake somewhere. He's now in the clutches of Jamie again. Through pillar to post. Down the hill towards the Leap of Faith. Oh, and Jack again getting close to the barrier. Scooby G's line just slightly better, a bit slower in, but you can carry the speed through, and you haven't got the risk at the moment for Scooby G of clipping the grass as they head towards Fence Bend. Jack a bit wide, and Scooby G sniffs blood. But a good traction zone from Jack gets him away. He continues to lead here at Bannochbrae. Into Lake Bend. Jamie has passed the Les. Towards Rockface in, Rockface out. We've got an interesting battle starting to brew for 4th place. Although normally if I pull away from a fight, something normally happens as we go through bridge in. And bridge out. Jack's taking that wide line. He's got sideways, a big amount of oversteer. Well controlled, and he's actually managed to carry enough pace through there. That's impressive. Meanwhile, Jamie was starting to catch up with D. Whitehouse 7. And now he's lost him a bit. He's lost touch a little bit there. But Scooby G through the underpass to go and up towards the roller coaster. See the cars bouncing their way along towards Field Inn. It's tight left-hander. Very quick tight left-hander. And Field out. Look at the house there, that's lovely. Down towards Maggie's Junk for the 6th time of 10. Take it right. Get as straight line as you can as you head towards the inner shed. And down towards Oblivion. See different lines being used here. Scooby G looking, filling the mirrors of Jack as they head towards Oblivion and in towards pillar to post. Need to go over the bridge, down the hill towards the Leap of Faith. Just a minor change in line, and Scooby G does take that extra pace forward. Over the dam. And into Fence Bend. Time is running out here for Scooby G. He can't keep sitting around, because if he sits around too long, he's not going to win this, because it's a notoriously difficult track to overtake on Bannochbrae. Notoriously difficult. Anyway, there is a close battle elsewhere. Now this is Lightblade and web user Johnny. Lightblade does have front end damage. Again, do not worry, it's a visual only. But Lightblade coming through the Leap of Faith with Johnny just ahead of him. Oof, that is committed by Lightblade, that's for sure. Over the dam. Here the brakes for Fence Bend. Meanwhile, Scooby G is looking down the inside, can't quite do anything into bridge out. If anything, he compromised his line through bridge out and has allowed Jack a bit of breathing space for now. Web user Johnny has Lightblade still right behind him, heading towards Lake Bend for their 7th time. The leaders are coming up towards lap traffic as well. That is off Shadow Stalker. We'll have a look at this, see if this plays into anyone's hands, especially Scooby G's, as they head up towards Field Inn. And Lightblade, I think, has lost a bit of time. Yes, he has. He's not quite on the back anymore of Johnny. These two, however, practically pushing each other through Field Out and towards Maggie's Junk. Oh, you do not want to be looking to pass there, I'm afraid, son. You will end up in the barrier. So a good effort make out of the way as the leaders go through inner shed for the 7th time, down towards Oblivion. again, Scooby G now trying a different line. Get a run into pillar to post. Loses the rear end a little bit. Manages to keep hold of it though. They head out towards the leap of faith. Oh, that's a lovely time to switch to cockpit back cam. Courtesy of Scooby G. Light Blade is not quite up the back of Johnny yet again. So stay on board here with Scooby G. Two Sierra's doing quite nicely right now. Setting good times. 126s. Into Lake Bend. Rockface in. Over the crest as you now head towards Rockface out. Oh, nice line that from Jack, squaring the corner up. That's now towards Bridge in. Over the bridge, Jack immediately to the left hand side. Hit the brake a bit earlier than you want. This is obviously downhill through Bridge out. A bit of a lock up there from Jack, but again, squaring the corner up a little bit more than Scooby G. Into Flip and Flop. We're going to have more lap traffic ahead of Bob Mark 1. No, it's not going to be Bob Mark 1. That's going to be Tim. Tim's up ahead. Into the underpass. Bit of oversteer there for Scooby G because he beat the hands. Up through the roller coaster, and here you're able to see why it's called the roller coaster. Up, bump, bump, bump. The car always wanted to get away from you as you head towards Field In. And again, another one of those corners you've got to go in and just wait a bit longer than you'd want to. Past him we go to lap him as we head towards Maggie's Junk. Into Inner Shed. Jack again, slightly wider, and he's not feeling the need to defend here from Scooby G. A little bit more defensive line going into Oblivion there. Into pillar to post. A better line from Jack, meaning he should be on the power earlier, coming down towards the Leap of Faith. Through the Leap of Faith, both of them a touch of the brakes. That's the most committed I've seen Scooby G over that jump. So we head through the dam. Get over another little bump which will unsettle the car. Hit the brakes into Fence Bend. The lap on board in racing circumstances, but Scooby G has lost out big time there. He's now 0.7 behind the leader. That's Light Blade, he's gone round. That's a field out. Just before Maggie's Junk. He had got past Johnny as well, so he's all that hard work undone. By the cruel mistress that is Bannochbrae. And Royston now potentially sensing the opportunity for a top 7 place. There's Jamie. He's not had a great race in reality. He won't be very happy. Oh, hello. That is Shadowstalker. Going for a spin at a fence bend, collecting the Onco on the inside. The front, though, on their penultimate lap. Going through the underpass. So we're at 3 of them here. You got Webby, Johnny, Light Blade and Royston all within close quarters of each other. As we go through Lake Bend towards Rockface in and out. Because right now Scooby G starting to close a little bit through field out towards Maggie's Junk. So it looks like Jack not very fast through the field in, field out complex. In towards Inner Shed. And again, Scooby G now right on the tail of him. Heading into Oblivion. Through pillar to post. Scooby G using all the road and pavement. I think he's walking along into the leap of death. Through the dam. See there, Jack a lot wider. Actually clipping the barriers into fence bend. Again, on the power earlier, Jack is not by a lot. He's just a fraction earlier on that power, but is enough to get him down the road. So that's Scooby G can't really threaten him into the next corner. There's the Morris. There's the Les. Being very comfortable here in 4th place. There's Jamie. Then you have... Oh, Lightblade's gone for a wander somewhere. He's lost a lot of time. He's now down to 8th place. So Johnny 6th, Royston 7th. There's Lightblade. There's Bannochbrae in 9th. Durinho here. We haven't really seen much of him. He's had a bit of contact. He's been on his own, really. They're in 10th. Tim 11th. Bob Michael 12th. And Shadowstalker in 13th. The only retirement being Lina Greasby. But back to the lead of this race. And Jack is really being pushed here for his if he wants his first win at Bannochbrae. He's always been in a battle and he's always lost out right near the end. Let's hope this isn't a continuous curse for him as he comes into filled in. He's a bit sideways going in though. Does this give an opening? No, it doesn't. Scooby G, no opening there, and he's not going to get past through Maggie's junk. He's got to set it up now towards Oblivion. He looks to the inside. There's no point even looking through there. You know you're not going to make the overtake. Into Inner Shed. You've got to set it up through here. So you've got to set it up into Oblivion. You've got to force the defender the car in front to defend, which he has done, which is a good start. Now you've got to get it back across and try and get a better line so you can go over the bridge side by side and maybe try and force your opponent out of the move. But he's not done that. He's not got a good exit. Oh my god. That's a big roll. Scooby G has rolled it on the wrong crest. He definitely took the leap of faith, but he's done it on the wrong part. So, Jack, he's going to be ecstatic at this. He's going to come through fence bend, through the left-hander. It will be Jack, TM53 Synopsis, who wins at Bannochbrae for the first time in his career. Scooby G, after taking flight, finally comes down to land in 2nd place. Adam Morris, a fantastic 3rd on his own again, but more consistent points for him. Valaire's coming through the leap of faith. Oh, he touches the wall. Oh, and he almost loses it there. That could have brought Jamie back into play. He goes through fence bend now. Someone's retired to the pits. I don't know who. But the Les will come home in 4th place. Jamie, not what he would have wanted, but 5th place will do. Again, it's another set of solid points to take into round 8. He's never had any luck round Bannochbrae, and that luck doesn't come today either. Webby's Johnny has Royston right behind him over the dam. Here comes into fence bend. Oh, Royston looking for the switchback, and he's actually got 2 sideways there. Lightblade is right behind him. We could end up with a bit of a drag race to the line. Webby's Johnny though will come home in 6th place. A great drive by him. Royston will fend off Lightblade at the end for 7th, Lightblade in 8th. Bannochbrae will come home in 9th place. Good result by him. Durinho 10th. Tim is still on a lap, I think. Yes, on the basis he just crashed. There's Bob Michael 1. Who is full throttle. I think Shadowstalker coming through the final corner now. towards the line for Shadow Stalker. He'll be in 13th place. Drino 26, a nice debut, a hard track to debut at Bannochbrae. Not easy, but he survived and he's got a top 10 for his worries. So the provisional results are Jack takes his maiden win at Bannochbrae, followed by Scooby G. Adam Morris third, The Layers fourth, Jamie fifth, Royston sixth, Movies Johnny seventh, Lightblade eighth, Burnfry ninth, Gerino 10th, Tim 11th, Bob Mark 1 is 12th, with Charlie Stalker 13th, DY House 7 retired after completing 7 laps, and Lionel Graysby also retired after doing about 2 laps. So that ends the Group A1 tours here at Bannochbrae. Next week for round number 8, we go to Imola, and it's a BMW M1 race, and it's a top reverse grid. So that is going to be one to watch. Imola, great circuit to race on. So stay tuned for next week for that. But from myself and the Group A1 tours, thank you all for watching. Next is going to be the modern touring cars. We are also at Bannochbrae for that, as it is a Turbo Monday to kick off the second half of the NXTGEN season. So stay tuned for that one in about, I don't know, 10 minutes time roughly. But from everyone here at the Group A1s, thank you all for watching and enjoy the rest of your evening.